corridor buzzed softly with the hum of after-class chatter. Ryan stood just outside the lecture hall, pretending to check her phone for the fifth time in 2 minutes. She wasn't waiting for anyone, or at least what she thought herself, but when Jungkook appeared at the end of the hallway, headphone around his neck, black hoodie hanging over his hand, her heart gave it usual treacherous flutter. When, Jungkook, good morning, done with lab early? Jungkook, yeah, the professor bailed mid-season. It kind of pointless. He said coldly as Vine laughed softly, more relieved he was talking to her than caring about whatever classy dish he started going, so you say. Vine, you always make skipping sound academic. There was a flicker of silence, one of those awkward pauses that either end a conversation or it turned to something deeper. Vine opened her mouth to say something, anything, but her best friend Mina broke the moment like a stone through glass. She looked between the two, then raised a very knowing eyebrow. She looked in Vine and said, Mina, can I borrow you for a second? Jungkook just walked aside. Mina, please tell me you are not still holding out hope. You promised him. Vine, what hope? You muttered, pretending her cheeks weren't warm. Mina, the Jungkook thing. You know, he is never going to actually do anything about it, right? Fine, I'm not expecting anything. I just like talking to him. Mina, yeah, and like fries doesn't mean it's good for me. Maya let out a laugh, but there was no joy in it. Mina was just trying to protect her, and deep down she knew the truth, but hope was stubborn thing. In classroom, you know you were staring in, but how could you not? Jungkook sat 2 rows ahead, leaning slightly to the side, his sharp jaw resting on his palm. He wasn't even doing anything special. Just breathing and your poor heart decided it was enough entertainment for the whole lecture. So naturally, you didn't notice when the classroom door creaked open. You didn't hear the footstep, and you definitely didn't register the professor standing right next to you until a heavy textbook thudded down on your desk and your head. Professor, Miss Vine, is my face not interesting enough for your attention? The entire class erupted into laughter, except for two people. Mina shot dagger at everyone, and Jungkook turned around briefly. His brows furrowed slightly, his lip pressed into a thin line. Professor, out. If you're still lost in your dream, go fantasize in the hallway. You sang and stood up slowly, cheeks burning hotter than the sun, as you stepped out the door, slammed shut. Behind you, you whispered to yourself, Vine, honestly, I have known heartbreak, but humiliation hits harder. You looked down at your palm, stretching your fingers out. You began tracing the faint lines on your hand, eyes narrowing with focus. Fine, okay. Hard line, laugh line, and love line, you said as you remember seeing in a random YouTube video. You started hitting harder. The door finally creaked open and Mina came out first, face tired but amused. Mina, so how's the astrology career going? Mine still employed but spiritually committed. Mina, come on, date reader, let's get fried before you get hit with that dictionary next time. In the cafeteria, while stared in full gaze mode before Jungkook was sitting right across the hall was usual, front view, no hood, hair paired perfectly, jawline sharper than the GPA. You blinked once. Forgot what chewing was. Your mouth was still full of food when you froze mid-bite as your eyes locked into his profile like he was the main character in the K-drama and you were unpaid extra falling in love HD. Mina burst into laughter. Mina, Ryan, girl, are you going to swallow that or wait for him to come over and do it for you? You dolled it and immediately tried to cover. That's when it happened. A group of girls surrounded Jungkook table, giggling and twirling their hair, trying to flirt like they were auditioning for a perfume ad. But Jungkook didn't even blink at them, and then his eyes lifted and they met yours. You soon left the building. You become a tomato. You panic and try to look away too fast, and your face drops straight into the rice bowl. Mina lost it. She was laughing so hard she nearly fell off the bench. Mina, oh my god, Ryan, you just dove into your lunch like it was a pool. You groaned, lifting your head with steam rice stuck your cheek and sweating drip off your forehead. He was still looking at you. You panic again and throw your hair forward like a curtain to hide your face. Mina, now whistling, lean into you. Mina, oh, lover boy is watching. Maybe think Rice face is this new cute. Ryan, shut up, don't tease me. Jungkook stood and walked in your direction, your heart racing, thinking he was coming to you. Ryan POV, was he was coming to say something to help me wipe off my food face? He walked right past your seat and sat down 2 tables over with his other friend. Mina, you thought he was coming to talk to you. Dream on, babe. Now eat your food before your lunch eat you again. You groaned and banged your head lightly on the table. After lunch, the hallway was mostly empty, just the faint sound of distant chatter and shoes echoing off the tiled floor. Vine stood frozen in the front of his locker there. Her heart was pounding, fingers trembling. She slipped another small letter through the narrow slot, her usual routine, no name, no clues. Just carefully folded feeling on paper, she quickly turned to leave, satisfied that this one wouldn't be different from the other. But luck decided to take a break that day because Jungkook was right there. You think he saw it? She instinctively backed up until her back hit the locker. Jungkook, were you just doing something with my locker? Van, yes, no, She dug into her pocket in fake panic and pulled out the credit card and without letting him notice. You slip it inside his locker. Van accidentally dropped my card into your locker. Jungkook, you drop your card in my locker. Mine's next to your very slippery card. It just slid in. He blinked at her, clearly not buying it, but said nothing. Instead, he opened the locker and sure enough pulled out the card. She had just shown him in there with the letter. Jungkook, you mean this? That's the one, thanks. Then she turned to speed walk away, cheeks on fire. But before she could escape, she heard it. Jungkook, wait a minute. Her feet stopped cold. Her heart thudded in panic. You think he saw the letter? He knows. He figured it out. She turned around slowly, trying to smile like a total innocent bystander. Jungkook, so you know whose handwriting this is? She quickly shook her head. Nope, no idea. Doesn't ring a bell. And before he could ask anything else, she spun on her heel and ran nearby, bumping into the wall on the way of the hallway. Jungkook stared after her. He looked down at the letter again, and for the first time, he smiled a little. The next day, you waited near the vending machine, as usual, eyes scanning the hall for the familiar black hoodie and calm. But he didn't show up. You glanced at your watch. He was never late. Maybe he wasn't coming at all today. A sharp cramp twisted through your stomach. You winced, placing your hand over your abdomen, and realization hit you. You rushed to your locker and opened on rummaging through books. You stood there, unsure what to do. Then something strange happened. You turned your eyes slowly toward the locker next to yours at Jungkook's locker. Your heart hesitated, but your finger didn't tap in the back code. You remember by accident one day when he left his lock slightly undone, and to your horror and surprise, you was back and your jaw dropped. What the hell? The first thing your mind screamed that he has a girlfriend. Your chest tightened painfully. Maybe she put it there. Maybe he kept it for her. Or maybe he's just a thoughtful, a decent guy who knows girls have emergencies. But the first excuse stayed in your head like a curse. You took the pen with a shaky hand and whispered, sorry to the universe. Once back in class, you sat quietly, arm wrapped around yourself. The pain hadn't eased, and your brain didn't stop spinning. Every girl who passed by you suddenly felt like a competition. POV, who is she, that lucky girl? You almost didn't notice him walked in, hair slightly messy. He didn't glance at your way as he moved to sit right next to you, not in his usual seat. Your breath hissed. You didn't dare to look up, not after what you did. You stayed at your desk like it was a lifeline. The class passed in a blur of pain and thought you couldn't silence. The second the bell rang, you stood up and made a beeline for the door. Your step fast and a little wobbly. But then you hear his voice. Jungkook, wait for a moment. You slowly turned. Jungkook walked toward you. With a cold face, before you could say anything, he raised you, and your body backed up until you hit the wall. Your heart pounded. You didn't know what he was going to say. If you know, he was mad. Leaned in so close you couldn't feel his breath coasting across your neck. You swallowed hard, paralyzed, and then he reached behind you and gently tied his jacket around your waist. Your eyes widened as you looked down, confused, and then back at him. He just gave a faint nod and walked away like nothing happened. You realized and rushed to washroom. You saw the stain small, but it was clear enough to notice. Crap, I swear I'm going to disappear. You sighed, gripping the edge of the sink, staring at yourself in the mirror. He noticed and still helped you. You wanted to thank him, but right now it will be awkward, so you told yourself you will thank him later. The pain had been kept on home yesterday, your body refusing to move, curled in bed, with heat pad and silent tear. But today you were back. You stepped onto the campus with a slow. You saw him, but not how you wanted. He was near the library stair with a girl clung onto his arm like she belonged there. He turned slightly, eyes brushing past the crowd, and they landed on you, but it didn't stop. He just walked by like you were air. Your chest tightened as if something had tied a rope around your heart and yanked it. Your gaze dropped to the floor